Hey folks, so this is our last standards-based grading video, and in it I wanted to show you the difference between the two grade books and how they coexist. It's probably best to look at this Mastery gradebook over here as a view-only gradebook. It just shows you a report of the grades entered into Schoology by standard instead of columns in due date order. So let's start out by just looking at our ordinary gradebook first. Whether you've clicked on the assignment in your stream under materials and graded them or entered the grades here, they will find themselves in Mastery if you've attached a standard to them. So I'm going into my second 9 weeks and I'm showing you all these assignments that I've done in my sandbox course. Some have a 100-point scale, some have a 4-point scale. Most obviously have a 4-point scale. If I want to grade anything in here after looking at it and comparing it to my proficiency scale, I want to click in here and click on these blocks that mean the rubric and click on the 4, 3, 2, or 1 that I feel that student earned. Okay. Notice that if it is a 100-point scale, I don't get that rubric. Okay. It wants me to go to a 4-point scale, but I am able to put in a 90 for an assignment. I can do that for each assignment within my gradebook. But do notice that it is trying to convert all those numbers to an overall grade that has decimals that, again, in standards-based grading don't mean anything. So we want to largely ignore these calculations. This is just a chart showing us how they performed on each of our assignments. When we go to Mastery Gradebook over here on the right, the 5th object there, you're going to see that this gradebook is capable of breaking down the standards into domains. So this is the only domain I've used in this course so far, operations and algebraic thinking. And when I click on it, it's able to show the standards that I've attached to assignments. When I click on, and I can see each person's score. When I click on an individual standard, it will show me all the assignments that have been attributed to that standard. So this is most similar to the traditional gradebook. And you can see that it's moved over those 4s and 3s to the assignments grades from the other gradebook. You'll also see that this overall score is not an average, as the traditional gradebook is, but instead it currently pulls out the highest score that that person has made on that particular standard. In this way, whether the student has done poorly on other assignments or not, as long as they've met mastery, they are given that level of mastery for that standard. You also have an interesting little pillbox diagram at the top that shows me that 2 of the 10 people in my course right now are performing at a 4 level. And as I put in other scores, it would show me different columns for each level of my students are meeting on that particular standard. So at a glance, I can see how my classroom is performing at that standard. And similarly, when I look at just the whole domain, I can see how my class is performing at that domain. So again, we wouldn't enter grades here, though you certainly can. We would more likely look at this as a report and enter most of our grades in the traditional gradebook. Thank you.